Alright, so Raw wasn't horrible, but it wasn't good. Probably a little bit below average tonight. Couple good segments, couple decent segments, matches, whatever. But a lot of boring shit, a lot of stupid shit, and just a lot of, I felt like this episode just didn't put me to sleep like it did last week, but it almost did at points. Um, so let me just get into the review here. You got Triple H, of course, starting the show. No shock there. Batista and Orton eventually make their way out. At first, his promo was boring. Then it got a little bit better. When it got pretty good when they started arguing amongst each other. And it turned out to actually be a little bit of a decent promo. It was a decent promo. Good way to start off the show. So I didn't really have a problem with the way the show started out. So then Triple H announces if he wins, if he beats Bryan, or actually whoever wins that match, Bryan or Triple H gets inserted into the match for the title for the what the fuck is it called? The WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Whatever, you get what I'm saying. They get inserted into that match. So I swear, if fucking Triple H beats Daniel Bryan, I'm gonna be so fucking mad. That'll just be the fucking, end of this fucking company for me. Like, it won't be the end of it, but like for me, I'm just gonna be so fucking pissed off. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But if that fucking happens, I will go and make videos every fucking day ranting on this fucking company if that fucking happens. So that was a decent way to start off the show, but fucking Triple H better not fucking win. Then we get the Real Americans defeating the Usos. It was alright, decent at best. Oh yeah, cool ending where the whatever, I don't fucking know, it's Jay, Jimmy, whatever. They should wear different outfits when they look like similar. I was talking about this in my SmackDown review. With the Bella Twins, you could tell because Nikki's tits are way fucking bigger than Bree's. But the Usos, you can't fucking tell who's who. So why don't they just wear different color outfits? But whatever. So one of the Usos was going for his dive over the top rope. And Cesaro just boom, cut him with a fucking uppercut. Then hit him with a neutralizer. Hopefully the Real Americans get the belts. Because clearly the crowd was behind the Real Americans. The Usos, I mean, yeah, some 9-year-old kids in the audience and they might like them. But most people are really getting behind the Real Americans. So maybe they'll get the belts at Mania. I would not mind that at all. Having Cesaro and Swagger hold the belts for a little bit. And then Cesaro drops the belts. Maybe has a feud with Swagger. Then goes on to, bigger and better things. Maybe the belt. Maybe a feud with Bryan. Something like that. So an alright match with a pretty cool ending there. Then we get Shield and Kane backstage. Shield tells Kane tells the Shield to stay unified, to stay united, and warns them, oh, if you become a liability, then we're gonna have a problem. So, and this pretty much sets up. Oh, and he also says, oh, you're replaceable, which I found pretty stupid. The Shield is not replaceable. All right, the Shield is really good. They're not fucking replaceable. All right, so don't go saying that they're fucking replaceable. They're just not 3 random guys put together. All right, but this sets up an event that takes place later in the night, and I will get to that later in the review. And we get Hornswoggle running around like a fucking troll. Just fucking annoying. Grew his hair or whatever. Maybe he's wearing a wig. I don't know. Handing out St. Patrick's Day stuff to the little fucking children or whoever wants it. Just when I see this, it just makes me so depressed. I mean, you got a 2-foot, they call him a leprechaun. You get a 2-foot little person running around, giving gifts to people in the audience, and that's entertainment, And then Bad News Barrett comes out of the ground. What is he fucking? Yeah, he was the one who called Hornswoggle a leprechaun. He's not a fucking leprechaun. He's a fucking midget. That's what he is. Whatever they call him, the little person. I don't know what they're formally called. He says we're all gonna get wasted and then vomit, and then we're gonna regret that for the rest of our lives. So yeah, I mean maybe you'll regret that like for the next couple days, but I don't think you're gonna regret getting wasted, getting drunk for the rest of your fucking life. You know, just one time. So that didn't make any sense there. Pretty shitty bad news, Barrett. You should have ranted on Hornswoggle a little bit more. I would have enjoyed that. Then we get Sheamus with Hornswoggle, of course, in his corner, defeating Titus O'Neil. A boring match here. Would have enjoyed to see Hornswoggle get put through a fucking table and then lit on fucking, maybe not lit on fire, but I would have enjoyed to see him get beat up by Titus O'Neil. Maybe, yeah, maybe put him through a fucking table and then pick him up and put him through another fucking table and then get him the fuck out of here. Cause I don't like fucking Hornswoggle. But Titus O'Neil's trying to, beat up Hornswoggle. He's trying to throw him over his head as Titus. Sheamus catches him and hits the bro kick, whatever. He beats Titus. Did he hit the bro kick? I think he eventually did. So, that would have been a great win for Titus being put over Sheamus, but no, they don't do that. So Sheamus beats Titus in a boring match. Then Christian comes from the commentary area, beats up Sheamus. So yeah, I mean not much to that. Maybe, hopefully they don't feud at Mania. Hopefully they don't have a match at Mania, because this is not a Mania match. Cena comes out, cuts a promo, says he's scared of Bray Wyatt. It's like, what? This guy's supposed to be Superman and he's scared of Bray Wyatt. And he also is like, oh, guys, the thing I'm scared about most is you guys are actually listening to Bray Wyatt. Well, no shit, we're listening to Bray Wyatt. When you're on the fucking television, we're gonna listen to you. It's what you're supposed to fucking do. So, but this is an example. He puts Bray Wyatt over. He says, you're different than Stone Cold and The Rock. You're different. He's unique. This is what Triple H should do with Daniel Bryan. Put him over in a way, but then, there's just an art to it. Where you give your opponent credit, but then say why you're better. And Triple H fails to do this. But at least Cena, it wasn't a good promo or anything. But hold on, lost my spot here. It wasn't a good promo or anything, but at least Cena put Bray over. And then Bray Wyatt comes on the Tron, I thought this was a really good promo here. So yeah, Cena's promo wasn't that good, but Bray Wyatt's was pretty good. It was actually really good. One complaint though, Bray Wyatt and Cena, they should be face to face. I really like face to face promos. Why aren't they face to face? But I enjoyed the promo from Wyatt, not as much from Cena though. Then we get kind of keep losing my spot here. Bryan defeats Orton in a no DQ match. Thought the match could have been more extreme. I mean, we got a couple chair shots, a couple kendo sticks, a table spot where the table didn't break. So I thought it could have been a little bit more extreme. Wasn't that entertaining. Okay match, but thought it could have been better, more extreme. The ending was also retarded, where Batista hits his retarded spear. He can't even fucking do a spear right. It's usually a fucking shoulder tackle, or it just looks messed up. He hits a retarded spear. It looks fucking fake ass. It looks fake as fuck. So he hits that. That's enough to pin. That's enough to get Orton to fucking. It's enough to get Bryan to pin Orton. A fucking spear, which isn't even his fucking signature move. It's not even his finisher or signature move. So I thought that finish was pretty lazy and retarded. Heyman cuts a promo here. Next we got Heyman cutting a promo. They only let him talk for like 3 minutes, which I was mad about. Instead, they play this vignette, this little video package, which I thought was pretty good. They say Undertaker's getting old and each match is harder for him to do and win. So I thought that was a pretty good little vignette there, a little good video package. They should have let Heyman talk a lot more, because Heyman did cut a good promo here, although it was only like 3 minutes long. Then we get Goldust defeating Fandango, and this is what I wrote down: a boring, botch-filled, dance-filled mess. I mean, they're dancing all over the place, they're botching all over the place, it's boring, it's retarded, and it's dumb, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Undertaker is then announced on fucking main event. Are you fucking serious? I gotta go out of my fucking way tomorrow and go and watch main event because they don't fucking put him on this fucking Monday Night Raw. What the hell is this? They're making me go out of my way on Tuesdays. I already got enough shit to do tomorrow. Tuesday, I'm fucking, don't want to do this. Don't want to watch wrestling every fucking day. Why don't they fucking put him on Raw? I mean, totally illogical, right? It just makes me so fucking mad. Holy shit. Why are they doing this? What purpose does this serve? Then we get Kane coming out blaming Jerry Lawler for the Memphis Occupy Raw segment. Thought it was a little illogical to blame fucking Jerry Lawler. But I liked this segment. It was alright. I mean, it wasn't anything great or anything. But the Shield, supposed to beat up Lawler. They turn on Kane, spear him, then triple powerbomb him. Thought it was a decent little segment here. Funkadactyls defeat AJ in Tamina. There was one obvious botch here where Tamina was late on the save. A couple other ones which, it's sometimes hard to tell when they're botches or not, but I'm pretty sure there was a couple other botches in here. AJ just gets pinned by Naomi like that. AJ just loses all over the place now. She probably loses more than she wins. As the last couple months, she seems like she loses every fucking match now. So this match was pretty boring. It wasn't horrible, but it was boring. Then we get Tamina pushing AJ down, and I hope to fucking God Tamina does not get the fucking title or even a push, because she is so fucking ugly and she cannot wrestle. If she could have wrestled, that would be different. And let me say this right now: I'd rather have an ugly good wrestler than a hot person who can't wrestle. So wrestling ability is number one on my list for if a diva is good, not looks. Looks, you should be hot if you're a diva, especially if you're not a great wrestler. But yeah, I always get girls, oh, it doesn't matter if you're hot. Well, it sort of does matter if you're hot, because a majority of the audience is males. So it's different with men, because not a majority of the men watch. A majority of the audience is men. So the divas, or at least the majority of the divas, should be hot, especially if they're not great wrestlers. Then we get Mr. T into the Hall of Fame. I didn't watch Mr. T, so I'm not gonna really comment on this. Big Show, Big E, Ziggler, and Henry defeat Del Rio, Ryback, and Sandow. A boring match. It just didn't need to be on here. Picked up in the last minute and a half. But other than that, it was a boring match. Then Sandow goes to hit Big Show in the back. Then he gets, Big Show turns around, just choke slams him, and Sandow loses like that. Sandow just being wasted. Bray defeats Kofi Kingston. Just a normal little squash match here, nothing special. Again, something I just watched this on SmackDown, so I didn't really need to see it again. And Kofi, this is the same guy who beat Randy Orton like a month or two ago. Doesn't seem like it. He's losing to everybody now. He's a fucking jobber. Then we get the Triple H Bryan segment. Triple H comes out, talks, at least he put Bryan over. I'll give him that. At least he, talked about Bryan and how, resilient he was. And so at least he didn't come out and say, oh, go face, B+ player, yeah, I'm better than you, I'm an A+. At least he didn't do that. So then Stephanie, Triple H, oh, you've earned my respect. That's what Triple H says. Stephanie comes out, has the cops arrest Bryan. And then Triple H, after the handcuffs are put on Bryan, starts beating up Bryan. Just very slow beatdown. I mean, it was like a 10-minute beatdown, a lot of weight. You did not need to have this long of a beatdown. Should have been a couple minutes, maybe 5 at most. I will give them props for the chair shot to the head. I saw Jim Ross was like, what is Triple H gonna find himself? I found that a funny little comment there. But yeah, seriously. I mean, they don't let anybody else do the chair shots. They find them and they do them. So Triple H should get fined too if he, but whatever. It was an alright segment to end the show. Yeah, it wasn't great or anything, but it was alright. And the chair shot was pretty cool too. So Raw was, Alright, so there you go, people.